Are you afraid?
I've always been a night owl, so when the night maintenance job opened up at the city aquarium, I jumped on it. Empty corridors, the quiet hum of the filtration systems, and the gentle sway of kelp in the vast tanks. It was peaceful. Just me, the fish, and the occasional creak of the old building settling. My routine was simple. Check water levels, clean filters, sweep, mop, and ensure everything was prepped for the morning crowds. It was isolating, sure, but I liked the solitude. No supervisors breathing down your neck, no demanding customers, just the quiet hum of life underwater. About a month in, I started noticing things. Just tiny, insignificant details at first. A shadow moving out of the corner of my eye, gone before I could properly focus on it. I'd chalk it up to fatigue, the way shadows play tricks in low light, or maybe just my imagination. One night, I was polishing the glass of the main shark tank, a huge, curving wall of thick acrylic. The tank's interior lights were off, so the reflection was perfect. I could see the empty corridor behind me, the muted glow of the emergency lights. As I wiped, I saw it. In the reflection, just a glimpse. A small figure standing several yards behind me, near the entrance to the deep-sea exhibit. It wasn't tall enough to be an adult, but its form was wrong. It didn't quite fit the shape of a child, either. I spun around, my heart leaping into my throat. Nothing. The corridor was empty, just as it had been a moment before. I stood there, breathing heavily, trying to rationalize it. A trick of the light, definitely. My brain playing games, but the feeling lingered. A prickling sensation on the back of my neck. I decided to take a break, splash some cold water on my face. Maybe I was just overtired. I certainly felt it after that. Over the next few weeks, it became more frequent, always in reflections. The glass of a small jellyfish tank, the polished surface of the reception desk, even the water in a discarded cleaning bucket. Never when I looked directly. It was always the same figure. Child-sized, but built like an adult. Its skin looked dusty, like it hadn't been used in a long time. The creepiest detail was its mouth, sealed over with skin, like it had never opened, or perhaps had been sewn shut. I tried to make sense of its face, but it always seemed to be turned away or obscured, except for its eyes. Those eyes were the only part that looked truly alive, bright, and focused in contrast to its otherwise lifeless appearance. They seemed to stare, not at me, but through me. Then, one night, I caught it clearly in the reflection of a security monitor screen. It was standing just inside the entrance to the coral reef exhibit. Its head was turned, and I saw it. The face was on the asterisk back of its head. The features I had been trying to discern were there, where its occipital lobe should be. I froze, my breath catching in my throat. I couldn't look away from the monitor, from the impossible image staring back at me. The eyes, so starkly alive, seemed to bore into me from that reversed face. I slowly turned my head towards the coral reef exhibit entrance. Nothing. Absolute silence. The dim lights of the tanks were the only illumination, casting long, wavering shadows that danced like ghosts. I didn't run. I couldn't. It felt like if I made any sudden move, it would solidify, appear right in front of me. I just stared at the empty space, then back at the reflection, and then again at the empty space. I finished my shift in a blur, my hands shaking. Every reflective surface felt like an accusation. I could feel its gaze in the periphery, even when I tried to focus straight ahead. It was like I was trapped in a funhouse of mirrors, but only one distorted image was real. I quit the next day. I couldn't articulate why, not fully. How do you explain that you're being stalked by something only visible in reflections? A child-sized adult with a face on the back of its head and skin like old parchment? Years passed. I found another job, kept my nights to myself, and tried to forget. Sometimes, though, if I passed a large pane of glass, like a storefront window, I'd unconsciously flinch, my eyes darting to catch a glimpse of what might be lurking in the reflection. Then, last week, I was passing the aquarium. It was late, almost midnight. The building was dark, except for the internal blue glow of the tanks. I glanced at the huge display window by the entrance, and for a second I saw it again. Not clearly, not like before. Just a tiny, almost transparent distortion in the glass, a ripple that wasn't caused by anything external. A child-sized silhouette, just for a moment, before the reflection settled back into place. It was still there, just going through the motions, forever trapped between glass, and reality.